mind me. Just trying to make sure I can read chat. Picture in picture. No, I can't see chat. What? Fake and lame. Okay. New plan. No, not that. No, also not that. No, also still though not that. That one. That's unfortunate. That just means I'm gonna have to squint at my chat again, which is not ideal, but here we are. So it goes without saying, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Do not do this at home. Let's go ahead and roll the intro.
I've been on the road, I've been doing shows. Now we even steak, remember sleeping on
I
the
need a
floor.
lot of attention to do what I'm doing. Welcome everyone, thank you for tuning in.
Kitchen house, trying to flip it out the stove. Rocking fake J's, praying that nobody know. Watch me take my dog away, was way too hard to stay composed. Fight to see the light of day.
Crazy to me that I made that. It only took me 42 minutes to make a drink on stream. Yeah, you know how we do.
100 miles per hour, might crash cause it good die young. It good die young.
I don't like short hair, Nico. Bring back the long hair. It's actually really good.
I have good news, and I have more good news.
It's
I
weird seeing all the scientific notes for.
Hey! Oh hey! Hi! I totally remembered to unmute my mic. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. My name's Nico. I go by CoinTrick Online, and today I've got John Luke here with me. John Luke goes by a bunch of different nom de guerre, depending on where you're looking for him.
I appreciate it.
John Luke, you also... Hold on, I'll just turn this to you. That's my brother, everybody. Hello. He's the good-looking one. No. It looked like a cartoon character. Yes.
That's my brother, everybody.
Hello. Yeah, I'll just let TikTok stare at you. That's great. I'll take a load off my mind. The camera. Mongoose Mayor, hey, thank you for the follow on Twitch. I appreciate it. So really quick, I'll show you guys what we're doing. This is for TikTok, because it's easier for me to hold this than it is for me to try and whip out one of my DSLRs.
TikTok,
So-
he's holding a tripod right now.
What we're doing is we are brewing beer. It's probably kind of hard for you guys to hear me because that's an induction burner underneath that. It's venting currently.
What we're doing is we are brewing
What's up?
beer. It's probably kind of hard for you guys to hear me because that's an induction
That one.
burner
Oh, you
underneath
have two
that.
of
It's
those, okay.
venting.
Yeah, there's one on my phone and then there's one on Twitch. And then I have another thing that will allow me to make sure that you guys on TikTok can hear everything that the people on Twitch hear.
There's one on my
Which mostly, in this instance, would just mean that you would hear the music and you would hear probably better audio from us. And you would hear the alerts on Twitch and YouTube. So do with that what you will. Dave, welcome back. How's it going?
Hello, Dave.
Do a flip! I don't have all of the ingredients to make a flip.
Dave, welcome back. How's it going?
I don't think we have eggs.
Oh, that's a drink.
It is a
Do a
drink.
flip!
It is a drink, but I'm pretty sure he meant to do an actual flip. Andy's coming!
It is a drink.
Why do I feel like I've just walked into a trap with that one? Wait, who's Andy?
Andy's coming. Oh.
Got
Wow, I
COVID
feel
now,
like
so
I
that's
just
fun.
walked into
Yeah, I had COVID at one point. No, God, it's awful. It's terrible. Who is that going live? Sober bartender.
Got COVID now, so that's fine.
My heart goes out to
I
Frank.
had COVID. No, God, it's awful. It's terrible.
So we've got it up to 200 degrees now.
Sober bartender.
I'm trying to work the wort a little
Isn't
bit.
COVID fun?
I'm gonna call this wort several times. It's supposed to be pronounced wort. Wort.
I'm
If we set this all the way up to sear. Oh, it's just limitless, just as high as it'll go.
Oh, wait. Twitch is hearing the audio twice.
Oh, just limitless. Just as high as it'll go.
Working on it.
There we go. Problem solved. Thank you guys for that. I appreciate it. Julian, welcome back. Or
Yes.
Julian. You never told me how to actually pronounce your name, but thank you for tuning in on Twitch. I appreciate it.
Teaspoon, yes, we are brothers.
Yeah.
Can you guess which one of us is older? Sorry.
It's always a really fun question for the two of us because I don't know, but like we just do things differently.
You can always compete until eventually you get into that gray age, really gray, where it doesn't matter
I'm
and
gray.
nobody cares. Like they ask you, hey, which one of you do you think is older, or which one of us do you think is older? And they'll be like, well, you both look like.
I shaved, so that's not fair.
Yeah, I shaved, so I definitely look like I'm still in the double digits.
Beardman, the one in the green.
Beardman?
The longer hair, one older. I am taller than John-Luc, but in point of fact, John-Luc is actually older than I am.
Eventually
Not
stop
significantly.
growing.
Like, not enough that you should be able to look at the two of us and be like, well, he's got gray hair and like bags under his eyes or whatever, and liver spots. No, we're 20 months apart.
Yeah.
So not even 2 years.
Nico's flow is on another level.
Stop it. Green apron. What is your favorite drink to make? I like making Manhattans, daiquiris, cold brew coffee, and lattes. All for different reasons, depending on the time of the day and the mood that I'm in. Because sometimes I don't want to wake up and just like make a Manhattan. Sometimes going to sleep I don't want to have coffee. Oh, the fun guy. Hey, thank you for the sub on Twitch. I appreciate
Fun guy.
it.
Welcome
Subs,
back.
bits, tips, donations, and patrons. Now that I'm seeing the profile picture, it all makes so much sense. Every little bit makes so much of a difference to make sure that we can continue to do this full time. So thank you so much for the sub. I do appreciate it. Use up those emotes here on the Discord and everywhere on Twitch that you can. Our favorite in the community seems to be to use the shook emote, which is actually me shaking a cocktail and then using either the martini emote or the shots emote. So that's our rolling boil at 214 degrees. So now we need to add the bittering hops
Oh.
and set a timer for 1 hour. I'm back behind the bar.
Are you? What are you doing behind the bar, fun guy?
We're just supposed
Yes.
to dump those in there. There we go. Bittering hops. There's 3 different kinds of hops, right? There are 3 different kinds of hop stages.
Andy's
There's
coming.
bittering, flavor, and aroma.
Who's Andy? Wait.
I am bartender. Oh, hold on. Take it off the heat.
Oh shit.
There we go.
No.
That's some beer
Nick.
magic for you. What?
I just remembered what Andy's coming means.
What? Is it and he's coming?
No. Andy's coming means. I think we're supposed to drop to the ground. Maybe not. I don't know.
What are you making? We're making beer. We're making golden strong ale. That is an aggressive boil. At 213 degrees. Well, I guess that there's just no surface tension, so it's gonna do that. Set it to 215 then, and then see if it calms down a little bit, because I don't want this to actually boil over. Let's do 225. I think what actually, no, hold on. We'll do 235, because I think when we made the Tripel, it was 235. Is she laughing? Okay. I think when we made the Tripel, 235 Fahrenheit was where we held it, and it actually had like a really good rolling boil. Maybe I'm full of shit. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, because now it's completely flat. We'll just say a safe cautious 300 degrees Fahrenheit.
I was gonna say 315, but 300 is fair.
All right, John Luke, way to be a maverick. 315 it is. Then.
315, because we're insane.
I like watching this. Thank you, I appreciate it. Is a reference to Toy Story when the toys would go limp and when Andy came in. So yes, you're supposed to essentially ragdoll to the ground. There's like boiling hot liquid right here, and glass. I don't know. I don't want to do that.
Let me put my drink down first.
Coin, who's your buddy? John Luke? John Luke's my brother. Like my biological brother. Same parents. I don't know. John Luke is my older brother. I don't know how else to answer that. The daddy in the glasses is a scientist. Funny you should point that out because there's actually an experiment that we're loosely following. This is a recipe that we're following for the beer, but it's part of a larger actual experiment with notes and data sheets and everything that I wrote by hand. It's 14 pages of notes. So yes, I'm the scientist. He's the engineer though.
Am I?
Yeah.
It can be. Not the engineer.
John
first.
Luke's the one that thought of like milling the grains.
Oh, that, yes.
And stuff, and like constantly problem solving. You're also the one that realized that the first vessel we used had an aluminium body, so it wouldn't, or a bottom, so it wouldn't actually percolate. It wouldn't conduct heat.
Wouldn't conduct the way that it should.
Yeah, that's perfect. Look at that.
Family bar is a great way to put it.
315, I think, was the right number.
315.
Yeah, look at it. So
Just
with this,
over.
it says it's supposed to be at a rolling boil. I'll show you guys what this looks like. And let's cut to camera 2 here for Twitch, and then try not to burn myself.
Definitely
you guys,
family
there's
bar,
no way
fun
we're
guy.
gonna get it in there for you guys to see it, but that's what the rolling boil looks like. That liquid right now is what's called the wort. It's spelled W-O-R-T, but it's pronounced wort. It's basically just the grains that have steeped, and it's been heated up so that those complex starches are now more easily accessible and fermentable sugars. So hopefully that all makes sense.
For all I know,
Go to
fun
camera
guy,
1.
you must live next door to either one or both of those people. And if you do, and you still find us more entertaining,
This is way better than Martha Stewart and Snoop Dogg. I appreciate that. I'd be honored to have either of them on here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel like Martha Stewart would brew and drink me under the table.
And Snoop Dogg would maybe not
As
drink.
well. He would too. He would also those things.
He would also those things and more.
Bartender man, that's me. What type of alcohol is the most disgusting when you drink it pure? Vodka. I don't know. What, ethanol.
What?
What kind of vodka, or what kind of vodka? What kind of alcohol is the worst when you drink it just straight? That's subjective to me, but I feel like
Isopropyl alcohol.
Oh my god.
Obviously, don't drink that. Don't drink any of that. Don't drink even a little bit of that.
We're just gonna have to keep track of the time from that over there because I did not start that 1 hour timer. So here we are.
Welcome back, Dave.
Tequila.
Dave's everywhere. Everclear is pretty bad, but is it?
Is that
it
how
is
the young
drinkable.
Einstein looks like?
We have Everclear here. I could drink Everclear
Funny
and
enough,
not die.
Dad did look like we've done that. We don't actually, in point of fact, we don't have Everclear. I'm not saying that to just cover my ass. We don't actually have any. I stopped keeping it because, and this isn't a point of pride, but John Luke and I were like at a point in time just taking shots of Everclear while we were live, which it's a miracle we're still here.
Was not isopropyl alcohol, though. Would never take shots of that.
Ethanol is just 100% alcohol. Yeah, ethanol or ethyl alcohol is what you're consuming when you drink hard liquor.
Or denatured alcohol. That's the stuff that I use to...
Don't. John Luke does not drink denatured alcohol.
No, I don't. No, never. Don't do that. Don't even clean wounds with that. That could be dangerous for you. Don't do that.
We're gonna say 30-minute timer, and then we'll play it by ear. We'll see where we're at.
Hold on.
After that.
Testing out this watch, this functionality, this timer that I.
What part of North Carolina are you in? We're in Charlotte, North Carolina. Any thoughts on the When We Were Young festival? Well, I don't have any tickets, but it does kind of look like and feel like it's just shaping up to be Fire Festival 2.0.
Oh no!
Tragic Boogaloo.
Where is this?
Oh, I don't know. But it's, the When We Were Young is like, apparently there's supposed to be like all the bands that we listened to when we were like in high school. So like Avril Lavigne type stuff. I know she's in there, but there's a bunch of, I don't want to say this because I actually haven't taken a good look at who's actually going, but it's like Avril Lavigne, My Chemical Romance.
Smash Mouth.
That was before we were in high school. We're not that old.
Not that old. Show me one more. They'll be there for the one song. Yeah. Rage Against the Machine.
Who wants to hear another song? You guys have another song? Never mind. Good night, Cleveland. This is LA. Are you guys going to TwitchCon Amsterdam? I'd like to, but I can't afford that trip. I, though, am going to Switzerland at the end of February for a week. But that's a me trip. But hey, if you guys know anything to do in Switzerland or around Europe, because I have a global Eurail pass for 4 days, I can go anywhere as long as it's not like 8 hours one way. Jaeger is top tier, but again, I'm 15, never tried any alcohol. Lord help you. They're selling a $12,500 ticket. Well, I don't have that much money, luckily, so I don't have to think about making that terrible decision for myself. Also, Jaeger's not top tier. I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, just outright, flat out.
If you're 15, it could be.
Lots of blind faith. Yeah. What's your favorite religion? We're not ready to have that conversation. Two things we don't talk about
Also,
at the bar. We
Jaeger.
don't talk about religion and politics.
Okay. I was gonna say politics, Jaeger as well.
It's in Vegas, by the way. That's where the that makes sense, the concert. I feel like the venues there are relatively cheap for the artists. Hello from London, UK. Hi, hello, welcome. Thank you for tuning in.
Hey
I
there,
appreciate
London.
it. Wait a second. Over there it must be. Wait, why can't I see the time on my watch? Hold on a second.
3 in the morning?
It's because I'm blind. No, it's not 3 in
No.
the morning. They're 5 hours ahead of us
No.
because they're GMT, I think.
Midnight over there.
So, yeah, it's just past midnight. Half past midnight, I think. JL over there, always happy. And me what?
That's right.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say? What are you trying to say? I can't even pretend to be mad on stream. It's 1:20 in Sweden. Okay. We'll have 1 more hour. I think I actually didn't look up what the difference in time would be between here and
I
Switzerland.
didn't think
In
about
my
how
head, I just
stupid
thought
that
it
would
would
look
be
on
GMT.
TikTok. Sorry.
Oh, that's alright. Hey, the good news is that this actually all gets saved, and I can download the entire live stream.
Perfect.
Yeah.
For some edited
For
content.
for your prostate. For posterity's sake.
That would have been a perfect time for me to adjust my watch as I was about to do. I said prostate.
Turn your head and cough. No, wait, that's the physical.
What do you call a cow with no legs? Enderminer 911. What do you call that?
This, by the way, that I'm doing, we're making kind of like a really rudimentary malt extract or a sour extract. The grains that you're typically not supposed to like squish, you're just supposed to discard them because there's a lot of tannins and stuff that end up being in that last bit of water. We are intentionally trying to extract those tannins because we're going to let them oxidize and mellow out over time, and then we're going to use them in a second batch of beer, probably in a different experimentation. Because this golden ale, it comes from a kit, actually, that I got as a gift from Cheerful Create Co. Her real name is Jessica. and she gave me the kit because she knows me personally. It's not a sponsored thing or anything like that. She got me 2 1-gallon kits. So we're making one tonight, and then later I want to use this sour extract to see if it will mellow or how it will affect the other beer when we start that one.
Does JL know a lot about bartending as well?
Yes. He knows more than he'll tell you he knows, but Jean-Luc knows more than some of the bartenders I've worked with.
According to this bartender, that's that.
People's Choice Best Bartender, Charlotte, 2020. Which
Yes.
isn't super impressive. Charlotte's just like one of the 25 largest cities in the US, but whatever. I told Gwen Stacy a joke, it really cracked her. I feel like I need to have straw or pipette or something in here to help the air leave. There we go. That should work. Yeah. There we are.
That's genius.
This is some really... By the way, we actually have a small lab that we do stuff in. There are just no cameras there. But if you're ever wondering where we keep all of this stuff when it's not back here on set, it's in there. Besides like the thermometer, which I just keep on the side of my coffee machine.
No cameras. No windows.
Yeah, you could get away with murder in there.
One door.
If you wanted to.
If you... A refrigerator. It's like this big.
Sometimes in life, jokes drop dead like Gwen. Gwen didn't drop dead, she stopped dead. Hey, see what I did there? Because the bungee thing,
I haven't seen that movie yet.
well, it's original to the comic books. Exactly 212 degrees Fahrenheit at a rolling boil. I feel like that's ideal. The reason I think you want it at a rolling boil is to move any sediment that's actually in the liquid.
Would you like to crack open another already brewed beer?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love that.
I'm gonna get a different one this time.
That's one big fridge. The lab isn't in a fridge. The lab is a dry storage area where we have anything that's fermenting and stuff. Hannah, hi, hello, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. Andrew Zakiro helped his girlfriend with her back pain. Hey, yo, girl, let me crack your back. Let me blow your back out. Now I got hot cocoa. Fair enough, fair enough. There's a decent chance that this beer will turn out better than the first one that we made.
Silver Shoes Stout.
JL said the fridge was 20 centimeters. That doesn't sound like something Jean-Luc would say. Did you say cubic? 20 cubic meters?
No, I said this big.
Oh.
It's a Belgian style. Silver Shoes. Belgian style stout.
Oh, did I tell you? Cheers. We're taking a day to go to Ghent to visit the family in Belgium.
Now about that.
I already told them. No more shots mid-live, only beer. Well, Jean-Luc and I, we finished a rather tall beer and we've just opened another one together. I will cheers. I will always cheers. I just don't really want to have a shot right now. I'll probably have some when I get home, but not anymore before I drive anywhere. But, Hannah, let me know when you've got your glass ready, and we'll do it. Drink water, Nico. You can't make me. There's more water in this can of beer than there is in my entire body. Think about it. Think about it. Not too long, and not too hard, and not too deep, unless she asks. Anyway, favorite cocktail to make and why? From, I'm sorry, I can't read you. Nice Buffalo? Manhattans and daiquiris tend to be my two favorites because they're the easiest and most empirical to iterate on. That's a lot of... They're so simple that you can manipulate one thing about them and fundamentally change the entire drink. Or, if you're very precise about the adjustments that you make, you can really dial it in relatively easily to whatever your specific flavor profile is that you want at the moment. So for Manhattans, that means maybe you could swap out your sweet vermouth for an Amaro, like an Averna Amaro, and turn your Manhattan into a black Manhattan. And for a daiquiri, it means maybe you change your sugar, and instead of using like a simple syrup in your daiquiri, you could use Demerara syrup, or some other sort of alternative sweetener. It's just very easy to iterate on those drinks. What do you call a fish with no eye? You're good, baby. Side note, please don't forget my stuff. I already put it in the car, I think. It's just a plastic bag and then the makeup thing. Caboodle that she has. I think it's a caboodle. Favorite whiskey or bourbon? Well, bourbon is a kind of whiskey. My favorite kind of whiskey, though, if that's what you're asking, is typically like a single malt scotch if I'm drinking whiskey to taste whiskey. But I like really peated stuff like Ardbeg and O, or like maybe less peated, something like a Lagavulin, which is still going to be really smoky. But my favorite bourbon, and though I wouldn't use those in cocktails, those are just the ones that I would enjoy neat. I may use a Lagavulin in a cocktail, maybe, because it's a little bit more supple, sweeter than an Ardbeg. And then my favorite bourbon to use in a cocktail would probably be Old Grandad, Bottled and Bond. And then for a rail, if I wanted something more expensive, I'd probably use Elijah Craig or Woodford. And Woodford I just pretty much at this point always have on the back bar because it's like the most requested liquor that I have for the back bar. And by the way, guests can request, you guys, sorry, viewers, I call you guys guests, can request things that are on the back bar. You can request something specific if you donate enough money, but otherwise, if you just throw something out there like, hey, I've noticed you don't have any cachaça on your back bar, I'll go out and I'll try and find a bottle of, I think the only one we have here in North Carolina is Le Blanc, which I don't really like, and no one's ever asked me for cachaça specifically, but like, someone's asked for like Jamaican rum, or a pot still rum, so I got the Appleton Estate, which is Jamaican, split pot and column still. Old Granddad for sure. It's the first well bourbon that I ever worked with, and I hated every well bourbon I've worked with. Not hated, I just didn't like it as much. So I've also used like Jim Beam White Label, which is their Bottled and Bond, and it's just, it's fine. It's just cheaper. Alright. Well, that makes me concerned. Where are we on the time here? We're at 30 minutes, which I think means that this has been boiling for about 25. Let me check down here. Alright, hard drive still isn't full. That's a good sign. Timer. Yeah, we've still got 16 more minutes. Oh. How's the fam, Nico? So far, so good. We've been doing really well. Hannah and I are slightly changing our schedules. We're looking at certain things. We're supposed to move closer to DC or like Northern Virginia / Southern Maryland. But we're looking at all of our options, and we may actually stay in Charlotte, North Carolina. It depends on what the company that pays my salary to do stuff that I can't name ever for some reason. Still, hopefully soon. They're based out of that DMV area, DC, Maryland, Virginia. So they're trying to move me up there, but they don't quite have the funds to facilitate the move for me. And our lease is running up. We've almost lost the house a couple of times. So we may just tell them like, hey, we sort of just want to get on a new lease. And then when the funds come through, we may have to just use some of that to buy ourselves out of the lease that we're in at the time. But right now, like, we kind of need more space for Rosalie and for the dogs and for all of the work that I'm now doing from home and not here. And that also means that we're probably going to build another bar. So look forward to that. Our current concept for the bar, John, like, I don't know if I told you this, but the harp for the upright piano, I want to use that as a centerpiece for a bar. Yeah. You want to know how I know we still have it? Because I can tell you it's 59 inches long. So like that. According to Hannah. Lilith, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it.
Welcome back, Lilith. How are you? It looks so much better on your phone.
So a lot going on at the moment. I kind of always do have many things happening all at once. It's hard for me to like stop and slow down. Like if I take a break from work, I have to focus on my family. And if I like try and take a break from my family, if that makes, or like take time for myself, I end up having to use that time for like work in, as far as like planning and writing and stuff like that, drawing things out. We have designs for at least what the back bar should look like, or what I'd like for it to look like, if it's built out and centered around that harp, which is a very heavy piece of hardware, and it wouldn't fit here. Otherwise, I would have mounted it by now. We need an extra
What if you had
3 inches on either side, and I don't want to take any space away from the storage that we have here.
What if you had the harp as its own standalone piece?
Like, if we just hung it up on the wall.
No.
I was thinking about hanging it in that hallway there.
On its own framework that could possibly be mobile, because the harp by itself, I mean, it could be its own piece, and it could be propped up on some kind of framework that could be on a wall, or
I like the idea of having it here, and then we put a glass pane in front of it.
Here? Okay.
Or if we had a bar setup, I would need to add like I think 2 feet probably, or like 1.5 feet in general. But centering it on the back bar and building the rest of the bar out around it, and then putting a pane of glass in front of it, and then using like chalk paint to write like menu stuff, or to do this or whatever. Maybe doing like a quick like gloss finish over it so that it's like a little bit frosted, kind of like I did here. It's kind of hard to see, but that also makes it easier to write on with the chalk marker. I've definitely missed some details. Oh, about what? We're making another beer. The second beer John Luke and I have ever made together.
More beer.
This time from scratch. Pretty much. And as ever, we're taking small liberties when we can. Like, for example, double milling the grains that they had already sent us. Which I'm hoping adds more body and complexity to this thing when it's done, because it should have more surface area and contact, and there should be more husks separated from the bran, and blah 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 blah.
Could not have said that better myself. That's just exposure, surface area, exposure.
And then the other thing that we're doing here, this is not a drink even though there is a straw in it. We're making this, well, I'll show you guys this on camera too on Twitch, and then I'll try and kind of make sure that you guys can see it on TikTok. If you're just tuning in, we've talked about this a couple of times already. This is a sort of like a souring shrub, sort of. Basically, after you steep your grains and your solution extracts all of those starches, and the heat breaks those starches down into, the heat and the enzymes like beta and alpha amylase break those starches down into fermentable sugars. And by the way, that's AMYLASE, alpha and beta, if you want to look those up.
I did.
Normally when you pull this out, you're not supposed to squeeze any of the stuff in here because there's tannic compounds in there that will make it taste bitter. Kind of like wine that's gone bad, sort of. So what we're doing actually is we're trying to express those tannins out of here, and the straw is just there so that the air can escape, so this doesn't flood over and spill over the side. We're trying to slowly collect as much from this as we can, and we're going to see if those tannins will oxidize and mellow out over time, and we'll use this as a souring shrub later on, probably in a different brew. I don't know if any of that will work, because I've never done it before. I'm sure somebody has, I've just never looked it up. And I thought about doing it as I was reading the instructions, so here we are. Night, Lilith. Lilith, thank you for tuning in, sticking around. I appreciate it. Or sorry, no, Dave is going out, I think. I need sleep, Nico, so now I say goodbye. Dave, thank you for tuning in, sticking around, showing up in chat. I do appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your night. Take care, Dave. Do you have a YouTube channel? I do. Same username, just CoinTrick, one word. If you look up CoinTrick as 2 separate words, you're going to see like 500,000 YouTube videos of somebody pulling a coin out from behind someone else's ear. I just got here. Yeah, I know, but like, yeah, that's fair. But I definitely have people who tune in and they're like, man, I'm really glad I caught you live, but I'm about to pass out. I just wanted to come say hi. Which is fine. You're allowed to do that. Hello, I've got a YouTube channel and a Twitch channel that both go by CoinTrick, and then on Instagram and Facebook, it's CoinTrick Twitch still, because changing your username on those platforms is intensely difficult. There we go. Oh, well, we never did shot 30. And John Luke and I are not going to do a shot, but raise them if you got them. You don't have to have a glass or a can or anything, and if you do, you don't have to have alcohol in it. But thank you all for tuning in and making this all possible. I appreciate it. Here's to you. Cheers. What is Golden Ale from Nicolas Martini? Or Nicholas Martini, I don't know. Your name's spelled like mine, by the way. That's why I read it that way. Golden Ale really just sort of refers to a certain kind of color, but there's a specific thing that happens with a Belgian ale, and typically golden ale or golden strong ale, as far as I can recall, is typically attributed to Belgian origin, and one of the main things that they tend to do is they intentionally lighten the beer. So they use that light Pilsen extract that we already put in there, the dried extract, to intentionally have that lighter color, but they use all of those deep flavors that you would normally find in, like, not quite a stout, but like in a darker beer. At least that's my take. I'm not a Cicerone, and if you don't know what a Cicerone, it's a beer professional. That's not me. I'm just a wacky scientist measuring things and doing stuff and putting things in other things consensually. I have Mike's Lemonade, and I forgot how is it easy to forget there's alcohol content? Oh, that's fair.
Enderminer wants to know about your YouTube channel.
Oh, like, what about my YouTube channel? We publish about 1 video a week, which are that's our goal, and those videos range from things that have to do with home brewing, like making your own beer, making your own mead, making your own cider. There's like one other thing. We've also, we've also made cold brew coffee, drip coffee, espresso, lattes, show you guys how to make different kinds of cocktails, how to build up your collection if you're building up a home bar. Those are the kinds of things that we tackle on YouTube, like larger questions that are really too big and I really want to explain in depth. I take those to my YouTube channel and answer those in deeper videos. We also live stream there.
Longer form videos?
Yeah, longer, deeper videos. How long does it take to brew? It depends. There's, in general, there's like 2 schools of thought, right? Or practices. We're brewing from an extract, which will go by a lot faster. This is something that you could brew in 2 hours typically, if you're really on time with everything. We had an issue with like maintaining the right temperature when we were extracting from grain and blah 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 blah. The other method for brewing is all grain brewing, which we're going to do in a separate project that I'll talk to you guys about here in a minute. But all grain brewing takes about twice as long because we are going to mill our own grains. We're going to extract all of the sugars from raw grains, so we're not going to. There's not going to be any like powder or anything that we add in there, and we're running that as a scientific experiment. So this is actually a really good segue into that. Jean-Luc and I are hopefully starting this thing called the Uber Beer Project, and we already have the TikTok account saved. Basically, we're using it as a platform to test certain things in home brewing, and one of the first things that we're testing is using different kinds of grains and the results from that. I have built it out as a full-on scientific experiment with multiple steps that you guys can repeat at home, and all of the procedures are actually here up in front of me that I keep looking up at. But we're testing 5 grains that aren't barley, they aren't wheat, they're not grains that you typically hear about in beer, and we're just kind of trying to see if we can replicate the flavor of beer and keep some of the nutritional value of those extra grains. And if that pans out, the actual Uber Beer project is going to be about blending those grains and using a few other extra steps and tricks and things that we've learned or heard about and never tried, approaching them scientifically and seeing if we can really make a really, really good beer. I want to call it a product, but we're not selling it.
Really fancy beer.
Just making a really good beer that has all these extra nutritional benefits and things like that. That's the Uber Beer project. If you're watching on TikTok and you want to find that, you can literally look up UBERBEER project. That's me. You can follow me there if you want, and that's where we're going to post all of that. Anything that gets cut out of this will probably also show up on there.
Gabe
Jaxie Dial, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate
Where
it.
do you get your aprons?
They're gifts from different things. So, really quick, I'll show. It's probably going to look better on camera too here on Twitch. But yeah, so this apron, you can tell by this logo here, is from Bennett and Henley. This was a gift from my old bar manager, Chad Whittington. You've probably seen him on social media. If you're on Instagram, you can look up Chad is rad, just one word. That's his username. He gifted this to me along with a pair of shoes. It was incredibly thoughtful, and the shoes are so good. They're so cool. They're Converses, and then the bottoms are like rainbows, and they're blue. Anyway, so, but I love this apron. It's one of my favorites. This apron, John Luke, if you want to step over here and be my model really quickly. This apron I got from my partnership with Pornhub. No, I'm kidding. If you turn just a little bit, and if I move my beer out of the way and not into my mouth, that is the face of Nick Offerman. And you guys might actually know him from Parks and Rec. He plays Ron Swanson. He had a partnership with Lagavulin where instead of doing like tipsy painting and stuff like that, or like where you drink wine and paint something and follow along, paint by numbers, he started this partnership where they drink whiskey and then they send out a paint by numbers for you to do. And that was something that I had a chance to do with by a partnership that I got with Amazon for just like one episode. Super duper fun. I got to work with Action Jackson and Chelsea Bites, and one of the other guests was a writer for like liquor.com and also operates his own blog. So I got this from that partnership, which was really cool. They also sent me a bunch of other really cool things, but this is not about that. But that's kind of how I get all of my aprons. There's another one back there that was a gift from my bar manager, and another one that was a gift from another bar manager. But I have a total of 6 aprons. I only really wear them when I'm doing work like this.
Lilith noticed.
I like how you've color coordinated your aprons with your shirts.
Yes.
Thank you. Who's going live? Sober Bartender is going live again. Scary long-haired man. Hey now, only my kids call me that. No, I'm kidding. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. How are we doing on time? We have a minute and a half, and then we're going to add 10 minutes to that timer, and then we're going to add these. I think that's how it works out. We have a minute and a half. We're going to be at 40 minutes in. This needs to be in for the last 2 minutes of the boil. This is why timers are very important. This is like more akin to baking than it is like cooking, because if you've cooked something, you know, it's kind of like, oh, well, you know, you set the temperature to like medium high, you throw it on there until it feels like it's a very like visceral, like vague and a forgiving process, unless you're doing something like incredibly technical. Baking, though, is like trying to rob a bank. Everything has to be incredibly well timed. And that's how this works out. Like the minutes and the seconds that we're off of these certain timing intervals really affect the end product. But yes, color coordinating the aprons was my idea. Don't let him take that from me. Don't you let him take that from me. Camera 1 is my favorite camera. Not because it's my face cam. It's just the most dramatic one I feel like that I have. That's camera 4. There we go. Alright, let's set another... Let's do a 10-minute timer. Because I'm pretty sure we got the rolling boil 5 minutes into the live stream. I think. 5 to 10 minutes in. Which means we're actually only 37 minutes into the boil. 37 to 42 minutes into the boil. Why? Why did I forget to set the timer? I'm calling you Mr. Scary Long-Haired Man now. That's fine. That's a mouthful, but go for it. I appreciate the little things. I wonder if I should have had Jean-Luc wear the gray apron and I wear the green apron. I actually prefer that one to this one. For the only reason, actually, is just because it has more pockets.
Timer go off?
It did go off.
Okay.
So I had to set another 10-minute timer. But I can't remember if the rolling boil, we got it off at 5 minutes into the live stream or 10 minutes into the live stream. I think less is more, so I think after the 10 minutes, I'm going to dump those in. We're going to set a 2-minute timer. And then I think after that we have to kill the heat. Let's read the instructions for the 15th time.
We also have been playing around with things at heated, but not with enough heat for too much time.
Oh, yeah, we've like constantly just been threading the needle with the temperature of this thing. This, by the way, that pot is like... Hold on, so I don't get banned on TikTok. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about.
It's very,
That actual pot is like probably the best piece of equipment that we've had this entire time. We were trying to work with something else earlier that was small and inconsistent and really annoying, and then Jean-Luc told me to pull my pants up, so we put it away.
Yeah. And then I got the lid. Speaking of...
Now I'm actually trying to read this.
Even the lid for this pot
is a pot!
Is a pot! And a more suitable pot than any of the other pots we have used tonight other than the pot itself for that lid.
After the 60-minute boil, shut off your stove and take the brew pot off of the burner. Next, create an ice bath to sink. Create an ice bath in your sink using a few pounds, kilograms, not any specific amount of them, just some, of ice and cool water. Then place your brew pot in the ice bath. Somebody actually gave me a cheat code for this that did work the last time that we made beer.
Oh yeah?
Apparently, if you add salt to the ice water, it alters the specific heat. I am not a physicist, so I don't know if it makes the specific heat higher or lower, but basically it allows the water to absorb heat much faster.
Because of the electrolyte
Because
content.
the ions. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's genius.
It works. It doesn't make the water colder. That was a point of contention in a separate live stream.
It changes
Adding salt to your ice water does not make your ice water colder. It just makes it so that it transfers that, it absorbs heat much faster, so
more
it feels
efficiently.
colder.
More efficiently.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Potato.
Because it has electrolytes.
It's what plants want.
That's what plants crave.
You're watering your crops with power thirst.
It has electrolytes.
It has electrolytes.
That's what plants
So?
crave.
It's what plants crave.
I think that's how it goes. I just
Something
remember
like that,
there's
yeah.
like a female character that says something to that effect.
Doesn't really work in text, does it? No. Potato.
Potato.
Yeah.
Fire a warning shot. Sir, this is a grenade launcher. Ah, potato, potato. Fire a warning shot. Create an ice bath in your sink using a few pounds or kilograms, depending on what you can find. If you can't find pounds. Anyway. Place your brew pot in the ice bath to cool it down to below 75 degrees Fahrenheit, and then place the lid on the pot while cooling to prevent contamination. The quicker you cool it down, the lower the risk of contamination, so use a lot of ice if possible. We're gonna have to fill one of those with ice. That's the only thing we have big enough to put that in. I think, unless, do you think it'll fit in the aluminum container?
Yes.
Well, this guy, you think he's gonna fit in there?
Yeah.
The hard drive is still going strong, so here we are. Guju, what's up, man? Long time no see. Welcome back. What are you guys cooking? There, I was gonna say something that would probably get me banned on TikTok, but we're actually making beer. We gotta cook, Jesse. Is that what he says, or does he say, Jesse, we gotta cook? We need to cook? I don't remember that. Yeah. And then once it's cooled down, you pitch the yeast, and then strain that into the carboy. The carboy, by the way, you guys can't see this on TikTok, so I'll show you. The carboy is this guy. If you've followed me on Twitch, you've seen this before. It's just a jug. That's a 1 gallon glass carboy. Funnel the wort into the carboy, leaving any thick sludge in the pot. If you have a fine mesh strainer, pour the wort through this in order to separate the spent hops from the wort. Oh boy, not only do I have a fine mesh strainer, I have something called a super bag. I also have multiple funnels because, as we said earlier in the live stream, you can never have too many of these. It's like scissors. You
Or
can never
clamps.
have too many scissors.
Can never have too
unless
many
you have
clamps.
infant children, or clamps, or glue, or tape.
If you are a
Duct tape.
craftsman of any kind, chances are you use clamps. You use a fuck ton of clamps and probably run out of them a lot because there are never enough clamps. It's like those other things he said. Do you think the Fernet bottles are a little big? They feel kind of big. Where?
No, I feel like they're behind me. You haven't noticed the 11 now Fernet bottles that are back here? They're all empty, by the way.
I'm so used to them by now.
They're not dummy bottles either.
Well, now I
They
can't.
were real bottles
Now
for Fernet at one point in time.
Yeah. Well, they had Fernet in them.
And then I had Fernet in me, and that's the end of that story. Cut open your included packet of yeast and add that. So you pitch the yeast into the carboy? I guess that makes sense. Okay, cool. So, instead of a fine mesh filter, I have what is called a super bag, which I put here. So a super bag is basically a filter, but it's really rigid, so you can squeeze stuff in it. I like using these to make cold brew coffee because when I'm done making it, I can kind of like work out any extra coffee I want to get out of it.
That'd be fun.
But in this instance, what we're going to do with it is I'm going to turn most of it inside out, and we're going to use it here like this. And these, you can probably tell, these are really fine pores. They're going to catch most of the sediment that's going to come out, which hopefully means less sludge in here, less astringent flavors. So, and then we're going to do the same thing. We're going to squeeze what's in there into that guy.
Got it.
Which is actually also coming along.
It is.
Relatively
there is
nicely.
Noticeable volume to that. You have 2 minutes left on your slow boil. Do some tricks for my birthday. I'm 21.
What do you mean, do what? Like what? How? What do you mean, do tricks?
They're 21. Get
Well, I'm
wrecked.
sorry, you didn't really see any of that. How are you celebrating your birthday? All of that looks terrible because I'm not looking at my hands. Do you guys remember that time I almost hit John Luke in the face with a bottle?
That time?
Those were good times, all of them that ever happened, because it's happened more than once.
Yes, it has.
That's not including all the times I have hit John Luke in the face with a bottle. All of them accidental, mostly. Get wrecky. I'm not doing live flare with a bottle with liquid and stuff in it right now because there's two of us back here behind the bar and there's scalding hot liquid right there. So, happy birthday. I did my best. Partying. Ah, that's fair. What is Golden Ale? Golden Ale is a kind of beer. It's typically like attributed to like a Belgian style beer. The idea kind of is that you use a light beer extract, something like Pilsen. If you don't know what that, it's used to make Pilsner, which is what Stella would be. It's what like Budweiser would be. Anything that's like a light beer, you use that to get the light color, and then you brew it the way you would brew a heavier beer. Like an actual ale or like a stout, something a little bit more earthy, a little bit more character, and not fully light beer. So all of the flavor of those heavy beers, all of the color of the light beers. If that makes sense. That's how golden ales work anyway. What's your favorite drink? Manhattan daiquiris, cold brew coffee, and lattes, depending on time of the day and what kind of mood I'm in. Okay, sweet. Now, John Luke, I need you to set a 2-minute timer. This is going straight in there.
Okay. There we go. Wait. Why? Gucci, that's
JL, don't set a 2-minute timer. Just count to 120. Just like our forefathers did.
19.
Back in my
20,
day, we didn't have anything
21,
fancy as clocks.
22. 23.
We would just wait until the cock crowed in the morning. Or whatever it is old people say. I don't know. Or 60 twice.
I can also count
Or
to
34 times.
120 times.
Count to 120 times. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. Just the panic setting in.
You're
You
past
can count to
100.
2,
You're
60
already
times.
losing it.
I feel like that would be better. You do 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2. That would be easier. I feel like, I hope.
Yeah. Yep.
Hopefully, by the way, guys, on TikTok, in the near future, we'll find a way to fix the camera so that you guys can see more of what's happening on the bar. And you'll also hear everything that the rest of the live streams are hearing too, which also means you'll get better audio from us, you'll be able to hear music, you'll be able to hear alerts, and I'll be able to show you more of what's going on back here behind the bar. But for now, we just kind of have to grab it and move it around and read comments from here.
So what we're actually building is a drone that will hold the phone, the camera, and actually rotate it and pivot it to follow our faces.
And that drone's name is Rosalie.
Right. It's a work in progress. Anyway, continue.
It's a work in progress. Just so we're clear, we set a 2-minute timer, right?
There it is.
That was 2 minutes?
Yep.
It's supposed to come off the heat. I need to put it on the wooden cutting board. Alright, there we go. Shh, hush now. No tears, only dreams now.
That line will never get old.
I don't know where it comes from.
It
I
comes
heard
from-
it first when I was in college.
Yeah.
And it wasn't weird when I first heard it. It was a joke when I first heard it.
Now that you say that, I've rethought that entire thing.
ice bath. We need to cool this down.
Yeah,
That's the next step. Okay.
We don't have a pot large enough. We have that.
Well, hold on. Will it fit in one of those?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Check that out.
That'd be perfect. We just need a.
No, we just need a lot of water, dude.
In the meantime, we're gonna let this cool down naturally.
I'm gonna take this out. And since it was recommended to me, we're gonna put a top on this for now. Oh, I found your channel, Alexander Rivera. Welcome, thank you for tuning in on YouTube. I appreciate it. What was your where did you find us from? Was it TikTok? What are you making? We're making a golden ale. We're making kind of beer. It's kind of hard to see now. This was part of it, but this is going to be a souring shrub that we use later for a different project. The actual beer itself is in this guy currently. There's about a gallon of wort, which is the stage that it's in now. When it's done with this, we have to bring it down below 75 degrees Fahrenheit. I believe the ideal temperature is between 68 and 72. It is like very old apocryphal knowledge for me. But pretty much closer to like 70, between 70 and 75 is probably going to be safer. And once we've cooled it down, we're going to pour it in this guy. Through here to separate any extra solids and sediment that might have collected at the bottom of this thing. And then it'll be ready for fermentation. We activate the yeast, we pitch the yeast over this, we put an airlock, and then we forget about it for 2 weeks, I think. I think it's 2 weeks, I don't remember.
Am I putting this on the counter?
Yeah, might as well. All right. It needs more water. No, wait. It needs ice. That's right. We could probably take all the ice out of that fridge right there. No one uses that but me, I feel like. Right? Unless you use it.
No.
Okay. Enderminer. Oh yeah! John Luke read one of your questions a minute ago. Yeah, okay, cool. Welcome, thank you for tuning in, finding us on YouTube. Here's a treat for you. We have 3 cameras here instead of just the one where you can hardly see anything. But the trick is that we can't move any of them. Is it a custom order just for fun or something needed for stock? So it sounds like this question is coming from, there's a question I should probably answer before this that wasn't asked. This is not a commercial bar. This is a studio bar, and it's also my lab. We're not serving guests here. There's not stock that I need to fill, and if there is, typically I'll tell you guys, hey, we're making lime cordial, because it's just always good to have lime cordial. It stays good for a long time. This time we're just making beer as a scientific experiment. It's the second time John Luke and I have brewed one together. It's the first time we've only done 1 gallon, so go ahead. There we go. John Luke's the muscle, by the way. All right.
Nah, that's too much. We have a sink.
Grab the funnel, or the siphon behind me. Yeah, just siphon the water out. We're being very siphon it into the second pot. Oh. We're being very scientific here, and not at all slapstick. We know what we're doing. We're untrained professionals.
It's a functional siphon. You can't
It
see
actually is. I mean, Twitch, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter can see it. TikTok can't see it. I can almost let this go. Wait.
It's almost full.
Okay, hold on. Wait, then I'll pull it out. Dump that. Close it, John Luke. Close it. Close the thing. That's not closed. Okay. It's good now. Yeah. That's what I meant. There we go. Alright, that'll get sterilized before we use it for bottling. Streaming cause I'm bored. 69. Well, thank you for tuning on TikTok or on Twitch. I appreciate it. El Senor Lux Mario, welcome back. Thank you for tuning in, dude. Yo, how you been? How you doing?
What's up, Mario?
All right. Now
Long
that
time
we
no.
Okay, there we go. Wow!
What a difference.
That's dramatic.
Look at that.
Okay, cool.
Wow. You need that overhead cam.
Yeah, there's like... What is that? Oh, that's the hops and stuff. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So we're gonna attempt... Come on. Don't fall in there, because I can't stick my hand in there. It's way too hot. Oh man. We're just gonna have to leave it open, I guess. Otherwise I'm not gonna be able to see what temperature the water is at. Or the wort. There we go. Right now it looks like it's taking the temperature of the wall of the whole vessel, so it looks like it's already 98 degrees, but I can tell you that's not true.
So what
Because
is
if we put it here in the middle, it's
There is gonna be a
it's
diff-
156 degrees. So this is one where there were skewers behind us somewhere. Yeah, here they are. So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take a couple of these, stick them through here, split them into an X, and then set them here in the middle. Kind of the same problem, because now it's touching the bottom. So I feel like it needs to... Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
But it's on the outside. Oh wait.
No, look at it. It's
Have
like
it-
right in the middle.
Good. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah.
I can move it a little bit with these two. Yeah, 200 degrees, not 98.
Yeah, it's not 98 for sure. But you can't agitate it to get everything evened out because that'll fuck everything up, right? Because you
Think
still
so.
need that extract, or have you already pressed it out?
Press this out,
Okay.
but after we strain this here, I'm gonna take that and put that in here too.
That has not been done yet.
No,
and
that
that is
hasn't been
why
done.
you cannot agitate this, right?
Kind of, yeah. I
To
mean, look at it.
even
It's
out the
already
temperature.
gone down four degrees. So at this rate, it should be down below 75 degrees for tomorrow. So that's good.
For tomorrow. Okay. You may have to end the stream.
There we go. Now they're stuck in place.
Can I just say that I'm glad you still need that clamp?
Yes.
That was a good idea. You just wrote that off right away. You're just like, clamps. Who needs those? Give me wooden clothespins that
They're way
are
too hot.
that are 1/15th the size. That clamp though.
Fear me? Oh man. Fear me and my what now? Oh hey, thanks for almost 5,000 likes, guys. I appreciate it. I only realized just last live stream that you can track likes. Shot 30.
Alright.
We'll do something easy. Something vodka. Anything clear. Or that. Yeah, a shot of reposado tequila is fine. But I think you have to grab new shot glasses. I feel like we drank out of those probably last, so that's fine.
Oh wait, these are not good.
I wonder if there's a way to cold brew beer.
Two boots.
Das Boot. A neat bitters shot. Now we're gonna do a booty, which is a very small shoey. So, cheers guys, raise them if you got them. You don't have to have a glass, and if you do have a glass, you do not have to have liquor in it or any kind of alcohol. But thank you all for tuning in, sticking around, making this all possible. Here's to you. Cheers. Cheers. Banned from live. No, I'm kidding. Hey, 175.
Nice. That was quick. Where do you want it?
We want it lower than 75, ideally. Oh yeah, wow. We stirred it a little bit. It was 174 or something a second ago. It's 154 now. Wait a second. Hold on.
I told you. But I didn't think that would be something that you could do because you still have to press that, the rest of that out afterward, right?
I'm not saying you have to have a clamp and some chopsticks when you're making beer,
But if you
but
have
it helps.
them,
If you have them, you should use them.
Yeah. Hashtag clamp and chopsticks.
Hi, that one firefighter. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Smolder at the camera. I don't. What? That? I don't even know what I just did. I just raised an eyebrow and looked down. What does that look like on camera 1 if I do that to camera 1? Alright. Here's my neutral face. Here's blue steel. And here's the smolder. Kill me now.
Where's...
That's as much as you're gonna get. I don't even know what I just did.
Tiny shoes. Yeah.
Tiny shoes. That is just an eyebrow twitch.
Can it
Thank
just
you
be-
for the screenshot, Hannah. I appreciate it. I don't. What do you? I can't. What do you mean, smolder? You're blue steel, though. And this is just the website Twitch. Yeah, that's fair. Also, I can only raise one eyebrow. I can only, well, I can raise two at once, or I can raise my left eyebrow. But not my right eyebrow independently.
I can raise one involuntarily. If I'm not actively thinking about it, it just goes up. And I notice
I got
when
something
it's up.
that goes up when I'm not thinking about it, you know what I'm saying? Woo!
That also happens sometimes. At the same time. Weird.
Double Taker, what's up? Welcome. Thank you for tuning in on Twitch. I appreciate it. I don't know if I just missed the video or not, but have you made a video siding with the Council or the Rogues? Oh, I never made one because I was about to, and then I kind of thought that was fizzling out to some degree. But if I was going to make a video, it would just be me saying like, hey, I refuse to take a side. Instead, I will be Switzerland, and my bar will be neutral ground, and anyone that wants to come into the bar is welcome into the bar. We don't talk about religion, we don't talk about politics, and we definitely don't talk about secrets that don't want to be spoken about, or whatever. That was like my whole take on it.
And then we would enforce it, like... Damn, what's the name of that movie? With the Irish Catholic brothers.
Two Girls, One Cup.
No. Tarantino movie.
Oh,
Chat,
they're
no.
played by the same dude. They're both played by Tom Hardy?
No.
The Departed? The Departed? Are you sure?
It's like two brothers. Was it four brothers? Boondock Saints, there it is. Boom.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
So that would happen if they break the rules of the bar.
Did you seriously call the Council Road conflict political? I feel like if I don't, it ruins the hegemony for everybody else. And if you don't know what that word means, Google it. I'm not a dictionary. Figure it out. I don't want to break the immersion for everyone else. So if I was going to make a video about it, I wouldn't make a video saying like, hey, this is like a fake fairy tale thing, fake people being fake. I would take it seriously, and I would say we don't talk about politics at the bar. We don't pick sides. We treat all of our guests equally.
That would be the rule.
The bar is equal ground. It's equal footing. The bar is Switzerland. Everyone will be served. You just don't talk about politics. You don't talk about religion, and you don't reveal people's secrets. That's it. There's also be kind, be nice, be helpful, which are really like the three main rules that we have, but
Stay tricky.
bars and politics are hilarious. Yeah, oh man, how have I never made a TikTok about this? You guys are about to get a special treat. I once had a man come into the bar when I had first started bartending, asking me all these questions about different kinds of liquors, different cocktails, my experience in the industry. And he was like, what did you, he was one of those guys, right? You can tell by the voice. That's not I'm not making a caricature of him. He sounded like that. What do you, before you were a bartender, what did you do? Oh, I was a barista before I was a bartender. Oh, no way. Did you go to college? Did you drop out? Nope, I did go to college, but I have a bachelor's degree in film studies. Oh, no way. No way, what do you know about film? And I started talking about, like, Un Chien Andalou, Un Offliner, a bunch of experimental films, Kenneth Anger, like stuff that you would learn about in film school, in terms of history stuff, not like the mechanics and plastics of what I do here, not production stuff. And so he was like, oh, well, look where that got you. And I'm like, oh, cool, great. He's probably very happy now, I hope. Or happier than he was when he came into my bar, God willing. But yeah, I mean, I'd say it's worked out for me relatively well. Here I am, doing it full time. If you've seen the new Jumanji movie, it's the thing The Rock does into the... Oh, is that... Wait, no, hold on. The thing The Rock does is like one eyebrow down, the other eyebrow up. But I can't do it. His eyebrows like curl when he does it. Mine are just like, whoop, still parallel. Because I've heard a drunk man screaming, well, maybe the workers don't deserve their precious rights. That's... I read that way, but Gucci, you work in the UK, don't you? More than once. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. I thought it was just us that were that stupid. Here we are. Well, maybe the workers don't deserve their precious rights. If that sounds familiar, it's because many people said the same thing during the Industrial Revolution. And when I say many people, I meant the minority of people who actually had the most money. So that makes sense, actually. That tracks, historically speaking. I'm not surprised by that, actually. But it's still upsetting. It's... God. People, dude. People. If it helps, one of the 3 times it was an American guy, that makes me feel better. Because at least then I don't believe anyone took him seriously. Because, like, let's be honest. If you're an American identifying as American overseas, everyone is going to take everything that you say with a grain of salt. And most people will probably not take you seriously. Speaking as an American with 3 citizenships. Oh, hi, welcome, new people. Welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. Let me see your toes. I don't know. This is going to sound weird, but I don't know if I'm allowed to show my toes on TikTok Lives. I don't want to take that risk tonight, though.
Stay with that answer forever. That sounds good.
Oh, that says 145. So let's give this a good little stir. We'll
this doesn't make sense because now it's fully out of the solution and it's telling me that it's like 130 degrees.
Give it time.
I wonder if I've broken my thermometer. Because now it's in the ice water and it's telling me it's 105 degrees.
Give it time.
There's no steam rising off of it. I find it hard to believe that this ice water is 99 degrees. It's cool to the touch. 84, 83, 82, that makes more sense. I'd say the water is probably closer to like 60 degrees. And the wort is still over 100 degrees. But we'll just check it intermittently for now. And also just kind of try to rinse everything off so that not everything is covered in like malt and wort and stuff. Put you there? Nope. There. Nico, I have an idea that I want to run by you. Yeah, the last time I heard that, I was in confessional. What is a Gucci? It's about a cringy Tinder thing. Now I only want to know more. Damn, I've been sub for a long time. Thank you, I appreciate it. Show his toes and he was willing and I freaked out. I would. I mean, I'm just wearing... I don't think telling you guys that I would show you my toes is going to get me reported or anything. But I'm just wearing... Do what you want with this, but I'm just wearing slippers. So showing my toes would not really be that difficult for me. They are hairy though. I have hobbit feet. So I ran into a lot of money recently through an internship, and I now have a bunch of joke photos of me with a bunch of cash. Oh no, what are you gonna do with that? Don't, if this has anything to do with Tinder and like luring in potential dates, I would recommend you don't do that. Make them pay for it. Okay, yeah, that's a good point. That's my girlfriend, everybody. So, yeah. I make y'all pay to see my feet so that I can pay to put shoes on hers or something. I don't know. That's a meme probably somewhere. I don't know how an internship screams cash money. Well, in the past, I had an internship that once gave me like a bonus when I was done for like all of the work that I did. They didn't pay me during, and then afterwards they were like, this is what like all of your work was worth. It was at an investment bank. That'll do it. That makes sense then. That's also probably a good sign because like, you know, hopefully that means they want you back, right?
Turning it off and on again.
I would try unplugging it and plugging it back in, but it's battery powered. It's looking at like a stable just below 90 right now, if this is accurate, which I believe it is. It's a chef's thermometer, and it's digital, so I would imagine it's probably designed to withstand some like water damage and temperature and stuff.
Steam. Yeah, that would make sense.
It's also magnetic, which means I can do this. Pow! And then completely forget that it's there. Until somebody reminds me when I'm looking for it and forgot where I put it here in a few minutes.
Are you telling me that the
Yep.
clamp
And
was...
it's... Yep. But it won't... I don't know why. It doesn't... I think this is aluminium, and I think the bottom plate is stainless steel.
No. Here's what's happening with that. It's stuck to this, right?
Yeah.
So, I forget exactly what this is, but in order for something to be more magnetic, you need more substance, more mass that has that property.
Mhm.
And this very thin pot just doesn't really have that.
What if we took one of the cube neodymium magnets from upstairs and used that to...
Oh yeah, 100% that'll work. Let's go
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. I'll grab that.
Welcome to our house, where we just have all of this stuff, but also neodymium magnets. Plural. More than one, for some reason. Our dad was a hoarder before he died, and that might be part of it. Oh, by the way, when I say my dad was a hoarder, my dad was like a high-functioning hoarder. Here's a funny story. So at one point, my dad decided on a whim that he would spend $500 on a wrecked Mercedes that was the same exact Mercedes as one that we already had. And he was like, well, I bought it for parts. And my brother and I thought that he was insane. So lo and behold, years later, how did we lose one of the doors? Was it when Joel backed up into the car?
Yeah.
So years later,
Why does it not stick?
because it's aluminium, dude. Or it's an alloy. Be careful, because you might pull the whole thing into the ice.
Stick to the
Yeah,
box.
see? That's the plate. Look, there's a plate on the bottom.
It is a neodymium.
John Luke's the muscle. And now it's wet. Get it!
There it is. Okay.
First try.
Where's the thermometer?
I called it. I called it for the record.
Yeah, you did. That's gonna work for sure. Alright. Where do we want this? There?
Something like that, yeah. Or, on the other side, facing this way, so we can see what temperature it is.
So,
You brilliant bastard. What, you're gonna get it to pinch in there?
yeah.
Is it gonna fit? Is it gonna pull?
Yeah.
No. Where's the magnet? There. I don't think there's... Whoop! Whoop!
And it'll be way easier to separate both of them as long as you're very careful.
Jeez, talk about a 200 IQ play. I just need to separate it from the wall of the kettle far enough. Because right now it's reading 63 degrees, which is not accurate. 73, 71. I mean, the whole thing might actually be under 75 now. Damn it, John Luke. Where was that big ass brain like 30 minutes ago?
I've been up since like 3 a.m.
We are at 69 degrees, so we actually need to pull this out of the ice. I'm using the royal wheat.
Oh, okay.
I want John Luke to pull it out of the ice.
Okay. This? Where is it going?
I'm just gonna move this out of the way. And then you can set it down. Oh, yeah, it's so
The
light!
royal
Oh,
wheat.
yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Like a paperweight.
Yeah.
And a hernia. Anyway.
You should have.
I'm anxious. Now I really want to be absolutely sure. Because, like, the temperature of the room is higher. 74, 73, 72. Okay, all right. Let's rock and roll. So the next thing that we have to do, I think, is transfer it, if I recall correctly. Verify that the wort is below 75 degrees with a sanitized thermometer. This is not the scientific part of what we're going to do. When we do actually do the science stuff, that's all that's going to be sanitized with Star San. Take out your sanitized carboy and funnel and transfer the wort. That stuff is sanitized. Into the carboy, leaving any thick sludge in the pot. If you have a fine mesh strainer, pour it into the... Okay. Cool. So, here we go. Give me 1 second. I just want to make sure this doesn't travel up.
Oh, I'm pouring it, I guess.
You don't have to be.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure this is tight here. And now, this could be great, this could be terrible. You know what, hold on. We're only gonna get to do this once, so let's get the position and everything correct. Let's move it over closer to camera 1 here. And then I'm gonna pour from this way.
You want to pour it this way?
Like that.
Yeah, look at the camera.
It smells like a Hot Pocket.
There you go. Careful.
The super bag might be too porous.
Might be.
Pores might be too fine for this. Just try and agitate it through that membrane. I mean, it's pouring out of the bottom. We'll get to camera 2 for you guys here.
If we're able to pour it directly into here, we don't need the funnel.
Yeah, but look at that. Look at all of that sediment.
Yeah, that would build up inside here, inside the bag. If we're able to pour this through here without the funnel, if we're just accurate.
Oh, I see what you mean. Hold
We
on.
pour
So
it-
you mean pull this up
We use the funnel to channel
and fill
it
the
through
bag,
here.
and then through cohesion, basically, it travels along the surface of the bag down through the funnel, right?
Alright. Here's what I'm proposing. Instead of the funnel under the bag, funnel goes over the bag goes and is inside here, and the bag is just like
Yeah, we can try
inside
that.
here. Yeah. let's
Hold
do
on,
that.
hold on. We're gonna lift this up. Try not to disturb that, and try not to lose any of our liquid. I'll cut to camera 3 so that you guys on Twitch can actually see what's going on. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna try and be very careful here. John Mike's gonna take that out, and we're gonna try and there.
Put that inside there.
Now there's a whole lot of shit in there. I don't think that's gonna fit now, and I don't want to contaminate it by just squeezing it. Hold on. Where's this guy?
Put that inside. All the
And
way.
then we
all the
invert
way.
that.
Put that all the way in, as much as you can. As much as you can, all the way in.
Hold on, we're gonna use the back of one of these guys.
There you go. Maximize it. There you go. Okay, now pour it into that funnel. Should go way faster. Way faster.
Yeah, but so what I'm worried about is that there's going to be sediment down there that's going to collect and expand, and then we're not going to be able to pull it out.
Right.
So the bag will be stuck in there.
You will be able to pull it out.
I've done something like this when I made cold brew coffee.
You
I
wanna
feel
do
like
that?
that's as much space as we're going to be able to get away with.
Okay, that's fine. Should still be way faster.
Well, at least we'll be able to put more liquid in there like that.
Yeah.
But you see what I mean? You see how it's like ballooning out?
Yeah.
If we had the whole bag in there, then and we tried to pull it out, the whole bag would just go thunk to the inside of this.
Can you still pour the liquid out with the bag in there?
Look at that. It's already kind of hard to pull out of there this way.
No, it'll come right out.
Is any of this in the instructions for making this beer? No, absolutely not.
You should have just left the whole bag inside there.
I didn't want it to get too thick and full of sediment and stuff. It's not necessarily faster, it's just that you can work more of the volume when you do it that way.
Yeah. Thank you, Lilith.
You got some spillage there. Yeah, we're aware now.
I feel like
This is still going to be the best way to do it. Yeah, you see, all of that's the stuff that we're trying not to get in there.
oh, I gotcha.
Looks like one of Rosalie's poos. It is what it is. Bring the trash can over here because I'm going to try and empty out some of this sediment. Or I could try and squeeze it into that thing.
Oh, jeez.
It's spilling out.
Now you got some spillage.
We caught it. So we may not actually have a gallon of beer.
We may not even have half a gallon of beer.
No, we'll probably have half a gallon.
We'll probably have half a gallon.
It's the beauty of using a super bag.
I thought you didn't want to contaminate
Yeah, I've made compromises.
it.
That's so much like sludge. Jeez, that was like a whole lump. Alright, here's what we're gonna do to avoid that problem we just had. John, like, you're gonna pour the rest of this. I'm gonna hold the bag. Okay. Yep. Sure, why not?
Oh boy.
Go, tip it. There we go. Nice. It does actually smell like beer.
Yeah.
I mean, there's like hops and stuff in here, and so it smells like an IPA.
It does. Smell it.
Okay. That's gonna have to go upstairs. This is, ironically, somehow is actually clean. Nope. Oh. Now we need to fill the burp valve with some water.
Where is the bird from?
And then this guy. This is done. We need paper towels. Or technically we need like bar towels.
Dude, I got so many of those. Want me to grab you some?
Yes, please. Alright, let's read the next steps in these instructions. So it says if you don't have a gallon of wort when you're done, just add water until you're at the fill line, basically. And then you cut open the packet of yeast and add the contents to the now filled carboy. It seems to be pretty specific rhetorically about waiting until the carboy is quote-unquote full before you add the yeast. I don't really know what the benefit would be of doing that. But I do see where that fill line probably should be. So, I'm gonna use this guy. Here you are. Oh, perfect. Oh, okay. We were almost done here. I just need to fill this up to that 1 gallon line, put the airlock on it, and then it'll be done. So we're like very nearly finished here. I just want to fill it up to right there. I'm going to use the water over here for that. Very fast. That looks more correct. And I can feel the 1 gallon line right there.
Yes.
Next, we're going to take this airlock and make sure that... Whoop, the hard drive is actually full. So, that's alright, because we're still going to have this live stream later on. Put this in here, wedge it in there, make sure that's nice and airtight. And then we have here our sanitized airlock. This This is also sometimes called the burp valve, but what you're going to do is you're going to fill it with a little bit of water so that the air that is inside of here doesn't come in contact with the air, wild air as I call it. Right between those fill lines. Squeeze that guy in there. There's a cap here that makes sure that if it go anywhere. We're done. I like to label these guys so I know when I put them away. Today is 1/27. Cool, cool. And that's our 1 gallon golden ale in less than 2 hours during the live stream. But John Luke and I were on here for like 45 minutes before we actually went live. But that's that. We have a whole nother gallon that we can make later on. This is going to sit like this for a while until we're ready to rack it if we want to do secondary fermentation or just bottle it straight away. So that is it for this live stream, guys. Thank you everyone for tuning in, sticking around, showing up. I do appreciate it. Thank you for all of your help and support. Hopefully we have been helpful and supportive as well. That's why we do everything that we do across all of our social media. The next live stream is probably going to be tomorrow, but it's going to be an early live stream, like a 12 to 2, and it's going to be gaming. We're probably going to be playing Halo Infinite on PC, or I'm going to be playing on PC, but I might be playing with some of my friends on Xbox. Just finishing all of the weekly challenges and stuff like that. Hopefully we see you guys there. If not, thank you everyone again for tuning in. I do appreciate it. Hopefully we see you in the next live stream. Until then, be good, be kind, be helpful, and I'll see you all next time. Take care, everybody.
Have a good night.
Bonus content! No, I'm kidding.